Guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video we are going to be doing a gray coverage rooted blonde look. So I touch up Kelly's roots with a permanent color to cover all of her grays, and then I do a mix of highlights and lowlights for a nice deep rooted blonde color. For her root, I am using a mix of Matrix So Color 05N, 06N, and 7N with 20 volume. I do like to use the extra coverage series on Kelly because her grays are pretty resistant with 20 volume. That seems to be the best formula to really get her grays to cover. If you guys have clients with pretty resistant grays, I would highly recommend the Matrix extra coverage series. It gives you maximum coverage but still some like shine. It's not super inky. So I just do a standard root touch up with this. I work in 3 sections, 2 front sides and then down the back. You can see this camera angle, sorry it was a little dark on that side, so I switched it up and showed you from over here and the lighting was much better. After I apply that root touch up, I mix up my lightener for Kelly's blonde. I am using the new Cadis Lightplex system. It's a 3-part system. It has a bond builder built into it, and I have been very impressed with this lightener system so far. Cadis sent this to me. Thank you, Cadis. I appreciate it. They just brought me on as one of their ambassadors, and I am super duper impressed. I am using 20 volume with this because Kelly's ends are pretty light already, and I am going to be foiling with it, so we don't need much stronger than that. I still add Olaplex. I know that it doesn't need it technically, but I'm an Olaplex lover, so I figure it would never hurt anything to just have some extra protection. I then go based off of where Kelly usually parts her hair, and I do a mohawk section. I do 3 baby lights right on the front, and that is the start of our money piece, and then on either side I layer 2. You definitely want it brightest right in the front of the face where that hair parts, because that's where you can see it, but you also don't just want a stripe when she pulls her hair back. So I like to go all the way around the hairline with that, so that when her hair is up in a ponytail, she still has a nice wash of blonde around her face. And then similar to my last video, if you haven't seen that, I'll link it down below. I am using this pivot technique where I use the point at the front of her part by her hairline, and I kind of just pivot off of that and do triangle sections diagonal back. And with these, I am not going all the way up to the root. I'm doing almost like a foliage on this. I just start about midway down the hair shaft, and then I kind of feather it up for a nice seamless blonde blend. I do always like to go back and peek at my foils that I started with. I know this is very sped up, but in real life those sat for a little while, and I never want to compromise those baby hairs around the face. So the front 3 pieces were ready to drop, so I went ahead and dropped those. And then in the back I'm doing a mix of highlights, and I am painting more traditional paint here than foiling, and a mix of lowlights as well. So I'm just taking that base color that I used on Kelly's roots and dragging it down the entire hair shaft. I am working in like bricklay angled sections, you can see, and I'm just doing 1 dark low light with a highlight right on top of it. I am taking pretty big sections. I don't need major coverage back here. We're not changing Kelly's look too much, but I do want a good mix of highs and lows for contrast. And again, I'm peeking at these foils, dropping the ones that need it. You can see these ones around her face are ready. And then it is time to rinse. For this Lightplex system, you don't want to shampoo the lightener out. You just want to fully rinse it and then apply number 2. So this is me just rinsing Kelly, trying to film and rinse her with one hand. Here is what number 2 and number 3 look like, and I take a very generous amount of number 2. You can see I just set it in the bowl because it is a little bit messy, and I really lather her hair in that. And then you let that sit for 10 minutes, and it's just a great treatment. Her hair feels amazing when it is all done. So here's 10 minutes later, I am shampooing Kelly. I am using Verb shampoo and conditioner. We've had that at the back bar at the salon lately, and I really like it. And then I am using number 3 in replace of a conditioner, and then I let that sit for an additional 5-10 minutes when I go back and mix my toner. I am toning Kelly with Redken Shades EQ 09T, 08GI, 09V, 07N, and 09P with the processing solution, equal parts, and a 1/16 of an ounce of Olaplex. You can see I only mix a few ounces, maybe 3 ounces of toner. Usually people with less hair even less. That's what I love about Shades EQ is it spreads really easily, and if you fill that entire bottle up, you're literally just dumping majority of it down the drain. So I can stretch a good 3 ounces pretty far, and Kelly has a lot of hair, so that's a little tip when you're mixing, not to overmix too much, because this really will spread all throughout her hair and tone everything. I'm just very intentional about mushing this all through. Make sure you get that opposite side from where you're standing. I feel like that is the place, if you're not being careful, that you'll miss the toner the most. I pick her hair up, I move it. I don't feel the need to sit my clients up. I feel like I can get a pretty even distribution of toner even with them laid back, because Shades EQ is so runny and glossy that it really spreads easily. And then after that process, I would say it's probably 5 to 7 minutes. I just watch it, and what I always say with Redken Shades EQ is you need to let it sit until you think, oh shit. And when you feel like it's toned too far and it looks maybe a little bit too ashy or maybe slightly green, slightly blue, slightly purple, that's when Shades EQ is ready. If you rinse it when it looks like the perfect color blonde, you will blow dry and wish that you would have kept it a little longer. If you mix it when you think, oh shit, it went too far, by the time you wash it and blow dry it, you'll realize it's actually the perfect shade of blonde. I'm always very careful to clean the hairline up, get all that color off, and then we work on detangling. I am using Kenra, that gold bottle of their detangler. Sorry, I wish I knew the name of it. It's at the salon. I don't know the name of it. And I am just trimming her up with my shark fin shears. There will be a code and a link for them down below, because I am also a shark fin shear ambassador. I will leave that Cadis's link down below as well. So if you guys want to try this lightener system, you can do that also. When I'm blow drying, for any of my new stylists out there watching, I like to first rough dry with my hands, then switch to just kind of loosely blow drying with my round brush, and then once the hair is about 80% dry, I will start to section it off and blow it out with my round brush. And you can already see how pretty that color is. I love the deep root. It gives that nice modern natural look. And the good thing about this color too is Kelly can, for probably her next 4 or 5 appointments, just get a root touch up. The blonde grows out really nice and blended, and we only touch up her highlights and lowlights every few months. I am using R & Co Trophy. It's a texture and shine spray, and oh my god, it smells amazing. I should almost unmute this because Kelly was freaking out about how good it smells, and I can leave a link for that down below as well. And I curled her with 1 1/4 inch Hot Tools curling iron, and you can see that just gives me some nice soft curls. I like to do a little spray of Matrix Total Results Rocket Texture, and voila. Here is the finished product. Lighting is a little bit weird here. It was raining outside, so we stayed in and didn't go outside for pictures, but you will see in these next couple shots a more accurate look with the lighting. But super blended, super natural looking. I think it turned out great. I hope you guys enjoy. If you like it, please leave a thumbs up down below and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks.